Imagine this. You're standing outside, maybe walking to school, maybe driving, maybe just holding your phone. And then gravity turns off. Not slowly, not gradually, just gone for 5 full seconds. The air around you doesn't change, but your feet lift off the ground. Cars start floating. Oceans rise into the sky. Planes lose control. And when gravity suddenly comes back, everything falls. Hard. What would actually happen? Would we survive? Or would those 5 seconds change Earth forever? For the first second, it would feel almost unreal. You wouldn't even understand what's happening. Your stomach would drop, but not because you're falling. Because you're not. You're floating. Everything not bolted down immediately lifts. Phones slid from hands. Coffee rises out of cups. Dust, rocks, pets, people, all drifting upward like slow-motion chaos. But here's where it gets terrifying. Earth is spinning at about 1,600 kilometers per hour at the equator. Right now, gravity is what keeps us glued to the surface while the planet spins. If gravity suddenly disappears, the ground doesn't stop moving. You do. For those 5 seconds, the planet continues spinning beneath you, which means when gravity comes back, you wouldn't land where you started. You'd slam sideways at hundreds of kilometers per hour. Cities would turn into crash zones. Now imagine the oceans, all that water. It wouldn't politely float upward. It would surge outward from Earth's rotation, lifting into massive moving walls of water suspended in the sky. And when gravity returns, those oceans fall. Entire coastlines would be erased in minutes. Planes in the sky? Instant disaster. They rely on gravity to balance lift. Remove it, and pilots lose control instantly. When gravity snaps back, aircraft could plummet. But here's something even crazier: the atmosphere. The air itself is held close to Earth by gravity. Without it, even for 5 seconds, parts of the atmosphere would begin expanding outward. Not enough to disappear completely, but enough to create violent pressure shifts when everything crashes back down. Shockwaves, storms, sonic-level winds. And remember, 5 seconds sounds short, but in physics, 5 seconds is an eternity. Now the real question is this: would humanity survive? Some people indoors might. People strapped into seats might. But billions would be exposed to debris, falling objects, collapsing buildings, and impact forces when gravity returns. And the planet itself? Tectonic stress, earthquakes, megatsunamis. Those 5 seconds wouldn't just cause chaos. They would permanently reshape Earth. But here's the twist. This scenario assumes gravity simply turns off. In reality, gravity isn't a switch. It's tied to mass itself. For gravity to disappear, Earth's mass would have to vanish, and if that happened, we wouldn't just float. The planet would rip apart. So maybe the real answer is even scarier. If gravity truly disappeared, there wouldn't be 5 seconds. There would be nothing left. Because gravity isn't some invisible glue you can switch off. It's the result of mass. It's Earth itself. So if gravity vanished completely, that would mean Earth's mass vanished too. And if that happened, the planet wouldn't crack. It wouldn't shake. It would disintegrate instantly. The ground beneath you wouldn't float away. It would explode outward at thousands of kilometers per hour because all the pressure holding Earth together would suddenly be gone. The oceans? They wouldn't rise gently. They would burst into space. The atmosphere, gone in seconds. And you wouldn't float. You would be launched into space along with everything else. Rocks, cities, continents, all scattering in every direction. No sky. No horizon. Just debris and silence. But here's something even more unsettling. Even if only Earth's gravity disappeared and the sun's gravity remained, all that debris would still be orbiting the sun at 30 kilometers per second, which means the remains of our planet would stretch into a massive ring of rock, water, and dust around the sun. Like Saturn. Except that ring would be us, and the rest of the solar system would keep going. The moon would drift away. Satellites would spiral unpredictably. Mars wouldn't even notice. The universe wouldn't pause. It wouldn't care. everything would continue exactly as before, except Earth would be gone. And that's the strangest part of all. We think of gravity as something simple, something ordinary, but it is the only reason oceans stay oceans. The only reason air stays breathable. The only reason you're sitting in your chair right now. Remove it, and existence as we know it collapses instantly. So maybe the real question isn't what if gravity turned off for 5 seconds. Maybe it's this: how fragile is everything we call normal? Because right now, gravity feels permanent, reliable, unbreakable. But the universe has surprised us before. And if there's one thing space keeps teaching us, it's that nothing is guaranteed.